Okay, here we go. My name is Carol Weinshell. I am the Vice President of Program and Membership at Congregation Rodeph Sholom in Bridgeport, Connecticut. Happy Hanukkah to all who are joining us from near and far. This is the third year that we are celebrating the holiday, Rodeph Sholom style, Hanukkah around the world. The first year, I focused on a country from each continent, beginning with Antarctica. And quite honestly, Rabbi Eisenberg has never let me forget that we started with such a cold place. Last year, our congregants shared information about countries they had visited. That was fascinating, and it was great to have the input from our congregants. This year, because I traveled to Paris and Normandy, I wanted to focus on World War II. I was ambitious, but you will see that there is a connection. Tonight, we will begin with Paris. Night 2, we're going to Guam. Night 3 to Hawaii. Night 4 will be in person for a Hanukkah party with our tenants and adopted families, the Church of the Apostles and the Brazilian Baptist Mission. No Zoom. This will be night 4, Bridgeport style. Night 5, Guadalcanal. Night 6, the Philippines. Night 7 is a change. Cantor Hirsch will talk about Tunisia, since Rabbi Leon.
Carol, you're muted.
Okay. Night 7 is a change. Cantor Hirsch will talk about Tunisia, since Rabbi Leon is unable to be with us. And night 8, we're going to Alaska. I hope you will find these places as interesting as I did. Hard to imagine that there are Jews living in some of these remote areas. Every night will be at 7 p.m., except for Friday, which will be at 3:45. Is that right, Rabbi Eisenberg? 3:45? Great. There will be reminder emails with any and all updates, so please keep your eyes open for them. So to begin, we're going to go to Paris with some statistics leading up to World War II. In 1940, the population of Jews in Paris was 150,000. Persecution began in 1941 when 6 synagogues were bombed and Jews were forced to give up their businesses. And deportations began in 1942. Now, I'm going to show you some pictures of some synagogues, and I'm going to show you how Paris celebrates Hanukkah and where they're going the first night, which you could probably guess. So we went to, okay. So as a disclaimer, I want you to know that when possible, I've given credit to where the pictures have come from. So now, this is Le Marais, the Jewish section of Paris. We were there the end of June. This is how it was decorated with beautiful flowers. Grocery store, the boucherie, and you can see some of the food in the windows. Then I started to search for synagogues, and there are quite a few, but according to the 2018 guides and guidebooks, they listed 5 most beautiful synagogues. I don't think you're going to see 5 of them here. The Orthodox synagogue in Le Marais was built in 1876. Originally, French Jews from Alsace and Lorraine, later Jews from Poland, Russia, and Central Europe came to this synagogue. It was one of the synagogues attacked in 1941. We saw this synagogue from the outside only, visiting was not easy to accomplish. This picture I took along with this, showing that it is a historic monument, the Synagogue des Tournelles. This is the inside of the synagogue, which we could not see because we could not get in. Next, we went to the Agudas HaKahilos, or the Pave Synagogue, or the Guimard Synagogue. It's Art Nouveau style and designed by Hector Guimard. This synagogue was home to Russian and Eastern European Orthodox Jews who came to Paris in the early 1900s. It opened in 1913 and again located in Le Marais. And I took the picture from this website, and hopefully nobody will come after me for taking it. The Grand Synagogue de Paris, or La Victoire. It's the largest synagogue in France, built in 1874 in the Romanesque style, and it too was Orthodox. This is the inside of La Grande Synagogue. The Copernicus Synagogue is the oldest Reform synagogue, founded in 1907 and curiously dedicated on Hanukkah. It was attacked in 1941 and later in 1980, for those of you who remember the terrorist attack, I believe, on a bicycle. So this synagogue was attacked twice. So Hanukkah celebrations throughout the city, there's a different point for every night. I'm sure by now you've guessed that the first night is at the Eiffel Tower. And the Eiffel Tower, as you see, is lit, and the menorah doesn't seem like it has the right number of candles, but that is the menorah in front of the Eiffel Tower. So this was not meant to be a whole history of Paris, but just to give you a sense that Hanukkah is celebrated in Paris, and there are many, many synagogues where you don't even expect to find them there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask that if anybody has been to Paris and has something you'd like to add, unmute yourself and feel free to share with us.
This is Judy. Can you hear me? Because I'm not showing up.
Yes, Judy, we can hear you.
We had a guide that took us to La Marais. There were soldiers with guns outside the synagogues. We were able to get into all of the synagogues that you showed. In the Orthodox ones, the women were way up above, looking down, and they're functioning synagogues. It was very special, and across the way from the synagogue was like a small Holocaust museum with names of people, and it was actually very, very moving. The synagogues themselves, some of them were in kind of disrepair a little bit. Some of them were really grand. It was very special to see them, and certainly, I grew up in an Orthodox synagogue, but we didn't have this balcony thing. And you certainly, like the women, really felt in these synagogues in Paris, like you were really closed in and second-class citizens looking down.
I think I can show you, if you want to keep talking. I took pictures. I have to find. Let me see if I can find. I'm not sure I can. I took pictures of one of the, let me say this again. I took pictures of the Holocaust museum that we kind of tripped across. So
It's
let
like
me
across the street from the synagogues.
I'm trying to see if I can find my pictures. Okay, this won't be it. Okay, can you see these pictures? Can you see them? Will somebody
Yeah.
tell me yes
Yeah.
or no? Okay.
I mean, they're small, they're small.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I can't make them
Right.
big at this point.
You really can't get into these synagogues unless you go on a guided tour because
Correct.
they're under lock and key. The first time we were in Paris, Peter and I tried to find a synagogue, not really knowing about this section. And we came upon one because we had a driver taking us around, and the door had a crack open and we went in and the people were like hysterical. Who are you? What are you doing here? Very much concern about, being attacked.
So this was a memorial that we happened upon, and we were with, we had a tour guide who didn't know about this memorial, and you had to go down the stairs. And I said to him, "What is this?" And he said, "Oh, it says it's a memorial to the Holocaust. I didn't even know it was here." So we explored with him. It was very stark, but it was good for us to go and to see what was there. We did not take a Jewish tour of Le Marais. My youngest son, Seth, and Christy, and their son, Nathaniel, did. We just ran out of time because we were headed to Normandy and we had only so much time that we could spend in Paris. But we did walk to the synagogue that I showed you, but you could not get in. And Judy, you're 100% correct. Without a tour guide, there was no getting in at all.
Hi, Judy, this is Leon.
Hi.
Yes.
We were in Nice and we visited a synagogue, but we couldn't get in. There was a young man with his head out a window on the second floor, and two young men, one on each corner as observers to protect or to guard the synagogue. And it was really like they were under siege. It was
With
something,
guns.
it's something we didn't expect.
Correct. Okay, thank you, Judy, and thank you, Leon. What I would like to do now, so it just gives you an idea. We're just traveling, we're just getting a sense as to where Jews are throughout the world. And for me, I was taking you through World War II a little bit. So tonight, we have a family from Atlanta who comes and visits us often. And I'm going to let them tell you who they are and what their connection is to Rodeph Sholom, because we're very, very excited to have them with us tonight. So Jeremy, if you will unmute, okay. You tell us. Okay, can we make you big? Let's see. No, okay, go ahead.
If you
Jeremy.
people just
You
pin
need to
him,
be
it will come
presented.
big.
Okay, the floor is
Perfect.
yours, Jeremy.
Okay, Carol, hopefully I'm close enough to the microphone. So beyond excited to be with the Rodeph Sholom family today. So I actually grew up in Fairfield, live in Atlanta now. We've been here since 2008, but became a bar mitzvah at Rodeph Sholom, worked in the Hebrew school and was a student there as well. Liz and I got married by Rabbi Stein. Haley was actually named in the sanctuary. And so Malvine and Bruce live in Connecticut and are members now. So we're excited to have them down for, that's right, Bruce grew up in Rodeph Sholom, right? As were his parents, Estelle and Al Ravage. So we're excited to have them in Atlanta for the first night of Hanukkah at least. They're heading back tomorrow, but I'm glad, Carol, to be with the Rodeph Sholom family. So thank you.
You're welcome. And you are going to lead us, or the girls are going to lead us?
You are. Well,
Going to
match.
light the candles?
We will all do that, yes.
And it's not yours.
Still yours.
I can make mine.
Okay, then it's-
I won't have nothing. Just use the matches. Taking us a while to light the candles.
That's quite all right.
Okay,
Wicks are too short.
The floor is yours.
okay, you guys ready? Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'haker she'emanu kad. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'asa nissim avoteinu bayamim ha'ayin ba'azman ha'aseh. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'echianu v'kiyamanu v'hidyanu ba'azman ha'aseh. Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.
Carol, if you don't mind, we're happy to lead you in Ma'otzur as well.
Yes, please do.
Okay, everybody ready?
Come, yes, you come up.
Ma'otzur Yeshuati Lechana L'Shabeach Tikon Beit Tefilati B'Sham Todah Nizabeach La'etafi Matbeach Mitzur HaMatbeach Azegmur B'Shem Mizmor Chanukah HaMizbeach Azegmur B'Shem Mizmor Chanukah HaMizbeach.
So, oh my, that was wonderful. And my partner in crime, as he is known, Rabbi Eisenberg, I'm looking at you smiling. Whoa. So I'm going to ask you if you would like to
Well,
say a few
I'm
words.
I'm just thinking about the prophet Isaiah and the statement from the prophet, and a little child shall lead them, and a child shall lead them. And I'm thinking about Bruce trying to keep up with the children in terms of the tune, the key.
You noticed.
Bruce, I would have toned it down a little bit with your tune and let the kids take over.
Oh.
I agree with that, Rabbi,
Yeah.
except when you spoke of a little child, I thought you were speaking of me.
Yeah, it's not Hebrew school anymore. That was just totally delightful. Greenstein family from Atlanta, Bruce and Malvine, just unbelievably beautiful and wonderful. Can't think of a better way to begin Hanukkah than this way. And a very brief note, on a serious note, it's interesting that Carol started off in Paris because, as we all know, and as Carol alluded to, Paris has been a center of anti-Semitism for a century and a half or more. We all recall the Dreyfus affair, where Alfred Dreyfus, an officer in the French army, was unjustly accused of treason and spying beginning in 1894. And ever since then, especially, there have been so much anti-Semitism in France, in Paris, and we've also heard from Stacy Sobel, who is our ADL representative chair in Connecticut, that there's been an uptick in anti-Semitism over the past year of almost double of anti-Semitic reported incidents in the state of Connecticut. One thing quickly I don't want to say before I turn it back over to Carol is that there is a mitzvah called Pirsuma Denisa. It's actually Aramaic, but it means publicizing the miracle. And that's the reason why Judy and I have regular candles like you see with our beautiful family in Georgia, regular candles. And we also actually have a little electric menorah. See if I can get it. I mean, it's in our window right now, one of them. We have two. See that little thing? It's a little electric menorah. And I put it in our window so that the neighbors, and we have two electric menorahs. Now, in order to fulfill the mitzvah, you have to light a real candle, right? Unless you're living in an apartment or hotel where you can't do that by law, in which case you have to do electric. But we do electric also, in addition to our regular, so we can put them in the window so our neighbors can see. We live in a predominantly non-Jewish neighborhood, and so many of the condominiums where we live are bedecked with Christmas decorations. And we want to publicize the fact that we are Hanukkah observers, that we are Jewish, that we are proud of it. And we refuse to let anti-Semitism and hatred of Jews and other minorities we refuse to allow that, to allow that, or to prevent us from being proud and public about our observance of our religion. So we're going to keep that up. And we're going to stick to that as American Jews and continue to be proud of our Jewish heritage. So thanks for letting me share a couple of thoughts, Carol.
Thank you.
Thank
Rabbi.
you to the Ravages and Greensteins for doing such a beautiful job tonight.
So before we close for the night, if anybody would like to lead candle lighting tomorrow night, you don't have to raise your hand and volunteer publicly. You know how to find me. Let me know if you have children or grandchildren who are close or far, feel free. And Debbie is going to.
Carol, can I do my quote?
Oh, absolutely, Sharon. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. But now I have to.
You have to explain.
I have to claim host. Yeah, I mean, I have to. Oh, wait, I should just be able to share my screen, right?
Yes.
Okay, before I share my screen, I just wanted to say something to Bruce Ravage. I think we grew up next to each other on Blueberry Lane. Just FYI. And let's see, I'm going to share my screen. So I found, I was telling Carol earlier that I get an email with different quotes, whatever. And today there was a whole bunch of Hanukkah quotes. So in light of the fact that we've been talking about anti-Semitism in general and the Holocaust in particular, I thought this was an appropriate one to share for tonight. A quote from Anne Frank: "Look at how a single candle can both defy and define the darkness." And that's it. Just wanted to share. All right, I'm going to stop sharing and give it back to Carol. Thank you.
And Sharon is going to pinch hit for me at the end of the week when I will not be available. And she's going to be sharing a quote with us every night, which is really very, very nice. So before I leave you and get on a plane for Guam, because it will take me a while to get there for tomorrow night, Debbie is going to call the raffle, but I'm not sure who she has who's pulling it.
Well, I had one of the grandkids pulling it, but I think the Hanukkah cookies came out and they flew the coop, and
Right.
Lanny's playing piano. I don't know what's going on, but I
Go
found
for it.
prize. But I did have them both. They did get to, but I will say they did enjoy watching the candle lighting here. So they got to do a second candle lighting tonight. So everybody's
You're
names,
trustworthy.
everybody's names in here. And what is this for, Carol?
Oh, a big $10 gift card from Target.
And the winner is Howard Goldstein.
Oh, very,
Yay.
congratulations, Howard.
Oh, thank you.
Um,
Way to go, Howard.
Yes,
You're
we
welcome.
will make sure we mail it to you.
yes.
Hey, Howard.
Carol, before
Howard, now you can finally retire.
Judy Zidell,
Before, can you hear me?
Yes,
I saw a play that Manhattan Theater Club put on. It was called Prayer for the French Republic. It was phenomenal. It took place in Paris. It was about, there was sort of a two-part of it. One was looking back to people that were in the Holocaust, but it was a Jewish family and anti-Semitism, and the husband wanting to move to Israel because he thought it would be safer, and the wife not wanting to move. I mean, if you get the opportunity to see it, it was extraordinary. It's called Prayer for the French Republic.
prayer for the French Republic.
Yes.
I'm writing it down.
I saw it take on the CBS Morning yesterday that they're trying to put a play about Hanukkah written by a Jewish young man. So he's speaking to investors right now, and it looked pretty good if he succeeds on
Well,
Broadway.
Keep your eyes open so you can share what you learn. Okay. All right. So I thank you all for coming. Happy Hanukkah to everybody. I hope to see you tomorrow night in Guam. And that's it for night number 1. Happy Hanukkah.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Carol. Good night, everyone.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Carol. Well done. Good
Very
night.
well done. Very well done.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Happy Hanukkah.